Hello, Dr. Roth. Thank you
Hi,
so much
Julie.
for being here. I'm so excited to get to do this little information call where we can share with the masses how amazing you've been, not only in my life, but in the life of others that I know as well. So thank you so much for taking the time to do this.
Thank you, Julie. Thank you.
Awesome. So why don't you start by telling us a little bit about yourself, what your kind of what your mission is in life and what you're here to do and how you got to where you're at, I guess.
Okay. So my mission, my vision, what I'm about is I want to see a transformation in health on this planet, period. And I speak, I write books, I'm out there with that in mind. That's really what I want to see. Um, I went to school in upstate New York as an undergrad, State University of New York at Oswego, and I went to chiropractic school on the West Coast, LACC. I think it's called a different name now, but and I started out as a traditional chiropractor. And one day, very frustrated, I was even becoming a little bit bored by the scope of what I was able to really work with. And I had an opportunity to fly to Maui. And I went to a conference with medical doctors and dentists and acupuncturists and naturopath and chiropractor. And it was during that weekend that my view of being a doctor completely it altered. And I got exposed to the world of energetic medicine, energetic healing. And that was many, many, many years ago. So now, after that weekend, I made a commitment and I said, wow, I'm going to learn this stuff. And I went back and forth to New York and Atlanta and Oregon. And now I use various techniques under the umbrella of mind-body, informational or intentional type of energetic healing. That's what I do. I do it with kids, with adults, with children. I'm using it in the world of autism, as you know. That's how we met, and have had really, really good success.
Yes, I can't wait to get into some stories and to hear more about those successes. And I thought, I would share a little bit about my experience and success that I've felt, and then we can share a little bit about the autism community as well. But I'm just so excited to share because it made such a huge impact in my life, and I really believe that this can help so many people. So I'm just chomping at the bit to share.
Go for it.
So when I first met you, I didn't really know what you did. And even parts of it now, I still don't really understand what it is that we're doing, but it works. And that's all I need to know. I don't really care because it works. So I remember our first session, I wasn't quite sure what we were doing and what it was all about. But what had happened was I came into the session. I had experienced about a year's worth of concussion symptoms. I had hit the back of my head pretty hard. And my whole sensory experience changed. I kind of feel like all of that happened so I can get a greater insight into autism, because a lot of the things that happened to me, I know that my clients have experienced similar sort of symptoms. So I couldn't, from that point on, from when I hit my head, I would look at a fluorescent light and I could now see it flicker, and it hurt. It hurt my head. It hurt my body. If there was a ceiling fan that was spinning and it had a light on it, I could see the light just being chopped, and it would hurt. And you don't realize how much of your world is affected when those sorts of things are out of whack, until it's out of whack, because it makes living really uncomfortable. So I'd been experiencing that for a year, and it was really frustrating. I was really drained. I mean, there were a lot of other symptoms as well, and that was the main one that we were working on. And I mean, we did one session, and from that point forward, I could look at lights, and it was like it was back to normal. Like the concussion never happened. I could function. I wasn't affected by it. And I even found myself at a party like a week later, where in Las Vegas, in this hotel room, this big event, and the introduction to this weekend experience was this light party where they turn out the lights, everybody has glow sticks and all these lights are flashing. And I thought, whoa, my gosh, if I was in this environment, I would have thrown up. And I was like
Wow.
able to be there, have conversations with people, socialize. And I mean, it was life-changing night and day. So I can see how this could really help not only with autism, but with anybody. I mean, everybody has their own challenges. And so thank you for changing my life.
Yeah, you're welcome, Julie. And you might want to mention that all this was done over Skype.
Yes, I know you're in the Ventura County area. I'm in the San Diego area. Distance, like it's just amazing. Yes.
Yeah.
Skype is amazing. So I think that's great because this can help anybody anywhere. Distance doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's great.
Yes.
Very good.
So tell me, I know that we met through a mutual contact of ours, and she's a great friend of mine, and she has a son with autism, and I know that you were able to help her and her family really make some huge changes. So why don't you share a little bit about how you work with people on the spectrum?
Okay. So years ago, Crystal, who now works for me, she was referred to me by somebody in Texas. She came up here and had the opportunity to meet James, this cute little boy. I don't remember how old he was at the time, but he was diagnosed, and just I'll never forget, just tantrums and outbursts and not cooperative and wouldn't make eye contact. And I mean, it just went on. And within, I don't know, half dozen to 10 sessions, he, now is in, elementary school. Whereas Crystal at that point was homeschooling him, never thinking that he'd ever be able to go to school.
Wow.
And, oh yeah, he's just a regular little guy now.
Wow.
He's got some little residual stuff, but we work with his immune system. We worked with Crystal. See, what I have found a lot of times with children on the spectrum is we want to work with the moms and sometimes the dads, but especially the moms, because of the dynamic between them. There's an enmeshment, entanglement, and kids are very, very sensitive to their moms, and often moms feel guilty, like it's their fault that the child was diagnosed, or they made a decision. They were, they went against their intuitive knowingness, when the pediatrician said, no, you got to do it, and da-da-da, and they didn't feel good about doing it, and then they did it, things like that, and then they have all these issues. So the first couple of sessions, I like to work with the mom to really get the mom neutral on that, and then we work with the kids. And
so you clear the emotions first.
Oh yeah, have to, because there's a mind-body connection that is very, very real, and we can't see it, but certainly it's there, and kids definitely feel it.
Yes.
So that's what I did with James. He would, after a while, he would lay on the table, and I would do, talk to his body and look for where the imbalances were and reset his system. Crystal already had him on a very meticulous diet. She did a lot of that work. For new people that come through here, a lot of times we do work with diet also. But Charity was handling that. And so we just took it to the next level.
So it's a very holistic approach in terms of all the different areas that you're addressing, that you're able to address.
Very holistic. And that's, kind of the title that I call myself, is the holistic chiropractor. And then, you were a contributor. We have a book, The Holistic Applications to Working with Kids with Autism.
Yes. Where can people find that book?
That's on the rothwellnesscenter.com website.
Okay. We'll put that website up for people so they can access that. It's really a great resource and has so much information in it. So highly recommend it. So it seems like in that instance, James was local for you. So you were working with him in person. Are you able to work with families who have kids on the autism spectrum who aren't local?
Yeah, I think you have a friend in Canada who, Mr. J, we'll call him.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
and I have the privilege, because it is a privilege, to not only work with him and his family, and it's
Yeah.
just such an amazing family, and his mom, and yeah, we do. I mean, the energy work works, and it doesn't matter where you are.
Mm.
Without getting into a whole explanation on quantum physics, it just does.
Yeah.
And yeah, so yes, you don't have to be in my office. You can be in Canada, Mexico. I mean, it really doesn't matter.
And how does that work with the child? Is there a certain type of child that is most ideal for you to work with, or does it not matter?
Great question. It really, really doesn't matter. So initially, we had the mom hold the child. But really, the important part of the whole process is that for me and how I do the work, I need a visual. So in the work with the person with Mr. J, we'll call him in Canada, I would look at him. I have the visual, and then he doesn't even have to be there. He can go do play in the room or go in a different room, and the mom is putting her intention on him as well as I am, and directing the balance, or I'm going to call it a balance, directing the balance towards the young boy.
And what sort of changes do you see from this experience when the mom is doing this and you're doing this?
Well, I hear from the mom. I haven't really seen, because in his case, there was sleep issues that have improved. She reported behavioral issues that improved.
Language?
That's one of language, yeah. But I haven't seen that. But one of the other boys that I'm seeing now in my office, totally different socially. Comes up to me, shakes my hand. Hi, Dr. Roth. Thank you, Dr. Roth. Eye contact now. Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. And I'm still amazed at every time, or to see the changes firsthand.
Yes.
It's such a privilege. It just really is a privilege.
Yes, it is. It is. Yes, I know. It's amazing, and such an honor to be a part of. And I mean, I've highly recommended your services to many of my clients, and each one that has worked with you have all just come back glowing and really seeing that change in their relationship with their child. And there's so many different things that you're able to focus on. It's really amazing. And what I appreciate about it is that it's not just about the child, it's about the dynamic with the parent and the relationship with the parent. And it's really helping both of them to grow in that process. So I think that's why it's so powerful.
Yeah, it alters the family.
Right.
It's a family issue. It's not a one person deal. It affects the entire family. Well, it affects the whole family. So that's so cool.
Yeah. Yes. Excellent. Well, thank you so much. This has been great. What is the best way for parents to contact you if they're interested in learning more?
Well, they can go to my website, www.rothwellnesscenter.com, call my office, schedule an appointment with Crystal, and for your viewers, call, and I'm happy to have a complimentary 15-minute consultation with you. If you want to ask me any questions, just kind of check me out, and I get to check you out, and you're happy to do that too. Just call Crystal.
Thank you so much. That's so great.
Julie.
Is there anything else you wanted to share before we wrap up?
No, I feel complete.
All right. You? Yeah, I think you explained it well, and I'm excited for people to get contacting you. So go contact Dr. Roth.
Right.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.